day 20 of the Whole 30 challenge, and something that I had never thought of doing, which I probably should have much earlier, was to make applesauce in my Instant Pot. We were so lucky to find these apples today at Trader Joe's. The yellow ones on the right are opal apples, and the ones on the left are envy apples. So what I'm going to be doing is peeling the skin off, and that's totally optional, and chopping them into big pieces to put into the Instant Pot. Okay, I have chopped up all the apples and they look delicious. And I was asking the girls if they would prefer cinnamon or nutmeg or nothing at all, and one said maybe cinnamon and the one didn't say anything. So I'm gonna try making this applesauce without any seasoning, and so you can add your own spices afterwards. And of course, doing it Whole 30 means not adding anything, any sugar or anything sweet to it, because I think the natural sweetness of the apples will come through. I'm putting my chopped apples into the Instant Pot, putting my lid on, I'm turning it so that it locks into place, putting the sealing away. So I'm just gonna hit manual and the negative number, or the negative button, until it is at 10. The applesauce is finished cooking, and so now I'm just going to do a quick release, and I'm going to wait until the little white knob falls down. Then you know the pressure is released. Okay, so now it's ready, and I cannot wait to see how it turned out. I'm going to turn the lid, and I'm going to lift it up and put it onto the side. You know, there's like a little holder here. It's great. It keeps the lid out of the way and lets your food cool. I'm going to show you how this applesauce turned out. Ooh, looks delicious, smells delicious. And here it is. It's very, very chunky. And what I'm probably gonna do is run my hand blender in it just to make it a little bit more fine. And I'm going to put some in a jar and save some for later, because if my husband brings back some pork chops, I know that this applesauce is gonna taste so good with it. But my kids will probably eat a bunch of this before I even get to that point. There you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this quick and simple way to make homemade applesauce in your Instant Pot with just 6 apples. Stay tuned for other great Instant Pot recipes that you can make in your own home. As you can see, everyone in my family likes to eat their applesauce just a little bit different. You can eat it totally plain, and make sure that you taste the apples beforehand. Granny Smith apples, and they were just a little too tart. And if that happens and you want to add a little bit of brown sugar, you can do that too. I have so much applesauce, and that was just 6 apples. I am hoping that telepathically Andy hears that I have applesauce, and he goes out and brings me some really thick bone-in pork chops back home tonight, because I really have a hankering to have these pork chops now that I mentioned it. Why 6 apples, you ask me? Well, typically in the recipe, when I made it before, when I only had a slow cooker, the recipe would call for like 10 to 12 apples, and I would follow the recipe and I would make 10 to 12 apples, and I would have so much applesauce, it was like I didn't even have the containers for them. And then they'd be in the fridge and the kids wouldn't eat them. They kind of get bored after a day or two. And then I had the bunch of applesauce. So I've learned not to make the full recipe. So when you have 6 and they finish it and then they say, oh, I want more, then you make another 6 rather than having way too much and end up throwing half of it out.